What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. I have a couple topics I want to talk about in today's video. First being AI in Call of Duty and Activision actually coming out and admitting it. And then the second one being further greed in Call of Duty. Now, we all know Call of Duty's greedy, but what they've done recently is downright pathetic. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's first touch on AI in Call of Duty, because this is going to be a little short and sweet. As Call of Duty, Activision, I guess, has now confirmed that some in-game content in Call of Duty is AI generated. Our team uses generative AI tools to help develop some in-game assets, Activision says as part of a required disclosure on Steam. Good guys Steam, forcing companies to disclose their greed on full display. Now, obviously, I want to stay consistent with my belief of AI. I think AI is fine if it's leveraged in the right ways to improve efficiency. But if all AI is doing is lowering the bar and allowing slop to be delivered to the masses, I don't want to see it. I don't want AI to replace people's jobs. I want AI to make people's jobs easier. But unfortunately, I think that Call of Duty would prefer the former than the latter. They want less workforce and more mindless computers doing all the work for them. Something about shareholder value and whatnot. So now we know it exists, but the question remains, what's the extent of AI in Call of Duty? And I think that's the question I'm going to leave you with for this segment of today's video. How far does AI go in Call of Duty? Is it just cosmetics? Or are we seeing it in map design? Are we seeing it in some other areas as well? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. But now let's move on to Activision's greed. It was just a couple days ago where I called Activision out for being a little greedy over the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles bundle, but ultimately excusing it because enough people are going to buy it and reward their greed, incentivize it. But what they've done now is just flat out pathetic. They have now added the ability for players to wishlist blueprint for a weapon you see in the kill cam that's available in the store that you do not own. Now, this feature in a vacuum is fine. Quality of life improvement for sure. And for people that buy bundles, people that buy blueprints, I'm sure it's a welcomed addition. But when you add up all of the problems and bugs that are currently in Call of Duty with the terrible anti-cheat, the terrible servers, the terrible matchmaking, the god-awful lackluster content, you have to question what they're really doing. But maybe you don't have to think too hard, because it's right in front of you. They are telling you exactly where their priorities are. They don't want to fix the problems the game has. They instead want to create more avenues to stream revenue from. They saw an opportunity to get players to wishlist items because, hey, it's front and center for you. So now you can go to the store and go buy the game. Instead of going back into a lobby, let's force people to go to the store because that's where we'd prefer them to be. We'd rather have them in the store spending money than on the game playing it. I honestly believe now more than ever, Call of Duty would rather you just boot up and go directly to the store and never even try the game out. If they could do that, they'd be all super happy because it's clear to me they don't care about the game. They don't care about the experience in the game. They just want you in the store. That's the only place they want you. You are actually a burden to them if you play this game. They try to divert you away from the game as much as possible, force you to go to the store, make you see all the cosmetics in the end screen. They try their hardest to make the game a complete chore to play. Heck, they even force PC players to sit there while all the shaders download, which for whatever reason in this game takes longer than any other game I've ever played, but you can still buy things in the store. Anything to take time away from you actually playing the game and force you to go to the store. It is shocking how greedy this company has become. And like I said earlier, it's just become straight up pathetic. I don't want to go to the store in a game that cannot function as a video game. It fails on all fronts. And yet, for whatever reason, people bootlick for this company. They'll still sit there and praise this change. And like I said, in a vacuum, if there was nothing wrong with this game, if this game was in a really good state, I'd be fine with this. I wouldn't care. But because of all of the other issues this game has, somehow another avenue to sell cosmetics took precedent over making the game better, highlighting exactly where the priorities for Activision are. It's just really too bad that we can't have our cake and eat it too, right? We can't have a great game while also having really strong cosmetics. It's either one or the other, and that really sucks for the player base. It really does. I really question who can look back at what Black Ops 2 offered 12 years ago and say, yeah, you know what? Today's just better in every way, shape, or form. Because it's not. The games we got were better. They were more polished. They were less filled with bugs. And in addition to that, the content that we had to pay for was just better. It wasn't AI generated. It wasn't lazy. It wasn't boring. It wasn't clear greed. It was fun. I mean, we have grind in Black Ops 6. That was a paid DLC map back in Black Ops 2. It's great that we get DLC for free now, but a lot of the DLC that we get is lazy slop nonsense. Bullet, like I mentioned earlier, grind, which is just a reskin, remaster. And what else have we gotten? Ooh, dealership and bounty. Those are definitely classics. No, they're not. The content in this game is an absolute farce in comparison to what they released, even with a game like World War II. Yeah, that's right. I'm comparing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 to Call of Duty World War II. That's how far we've fallen. This game had so much promise, but unfortunately, they've decided to throw that promise away, throw that potential away in favor of greed. They could have added this in once they fixed the servers, once they've addressed a little bit more of the anti-cheat, maybe fiddle with the matchmaking a little bit here and there. But no, of course not. They want you to consume the slop. They want you to consume the brain rot and forget about it being a game that used to be built on quality, that used to be built on innovation, that used to be built on fun. That's really the thing that's missing from Call of Duty nowadays is the fun. Because everything's just one giant algorithm. Everything's just one giant way to get you to the store. Because they have to continue to sell NFTs to these mindless, brain-rotted individuals. And I'm sorry if you're somebody who likes the cosmetics. It's not necessarily a knock on you, but it's a knock on everyone as a whole in this community. They can't help themselves. They see a new cosmetic, they buy it immediately, not understanding the ramifications of the eroded product they are consuming. You're playing a watered-down version of what should be a better game, all because you have absolutely zero impulse control. And this is why, ultimately, if Call of Duty gets any type of competition, they're going to lose out. Because players are going to realize, oh my goodness, this $60 game that has been nickel and diming me, more like dollaring and $5-ing me for the last several years, is inferior to other products on the market. The issue is there's not a lot of competition out there. Hopefully Delta Force can hit into full gear and they can get onto console and really thrive, but they're not there yet. Maybe we can get a brand new Halo project that can actually create some more competition, and then Battlefield can come in and sweep up everybody else remaining, because this community is desperate for change. At least I know I am, and I know most of you are as well. A lot of the people that watch my videos aren't bootlickers. Some of you are, and that's totally fine. I mean, to each their own. I guess some people have to lick some rubber from time to time. It's not the end of the world. But still, the point remains. How far they've taken monetization and how greedy and pathetic it's become is just truly a sight to be seen. This company used to pride itself on quality, and now they pride themselves on sneaky new ways to monetize the game. It's just disgusting. And honestly, I really wish that we could band together and support it, but nobody in this community wants to work together. And that's exactly how Activision wants it. Divide and conquer, my friends. That's what Activision's been able to do. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video today. I wanted to cover these two topics because, well, they're really prevalent in the news right now, and I thought they were fascinating to talk about. So let me know what you think on both AI and this brand new feature in Black Ops 6. Would love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.